so much of jiu-jitsu is overwhelming from what you're visually seeing. You see like how big your opponent is, the look on their face. You see the mats, how close you are to someone else. You see all your options, things you could grab, hooks you could get. Closing my eyes and training, which I do periodically for long periods of time, has changed my proprioception more than anything else, hands down. Much more than weightlifting ever did, much more than doing different versions of jiu-jitsu. But closing your eyes and training forces you to start to see with your hands and be spatially aware of what's around you. So if you're inverted and your eyes are open, all you see is that someone's knees in the corner of your eye, and you see the floor on your other eye and you're getting smashed, and that's all you focus on. If you're in that position and you close your eyes, you start to feel a little bit of space between your knee and their hip, or you feel a little bit of space between your arm. And so it teaches you about proximity to your opponent's body, which is extremely important if you're trying to develop pressure or pass or prevent passing, right? Staying close to your opponent's really valuable. And then it also teaches you to learn where your opponent's body is and where your options are for hooks, for grips, for attachments, without having to see it, because so much of jiu-jitsu is unseen. If you're in guard, you can't see your heels hooked together, right? You usually just see your opponent's face. Or if you're on side control bottom, you see the corner of their hand, right, driving your chin across your bodies to control yourself. But you can't see your feet. You can't see your hips. You can't see whether their belt's loose around their waist. So learning where all those different positions are and rolling with your eyes closed changes your jiu-jitsu like no other thing I've ever done has impacted it that much. That's hands down the piece of advice that I would give to every white belt. And someone gave it to me when I was a blue belt, and I wish that they had given that to me when I was a white belt, because I would have heeded that advice and followed it and would have had a big impact. And it gets you out of especially if you're someone who's coming from like a strength and conditioning background in any capacity, whether you're from CrossFit, bodybuilding, weightlifting, high school sports, your instinct is going to be tenacity. Like, use what you got, right? What do you got? You got strength and power. So you're going to be powerful and strong. Closing your eyes undoes that, because it teaches you don't trust being powerful if you can't see where your power is going. So you'll stifle it a little bit automatically, and it'll teach you more about where you are in space than anything else.
Heck yeah, man. That's a great piece of advice. No one's ever said that, so that's the first time someone said that on this show.
There we go.
If you guys aren't watching, he just dabbed.
Yeah, I did. I only do that every once in a while, and I do it to roast myself. I want to be very clear. I don't do it to be serious. I do it to make fun of myself.
That's funny.
Which is important. If you can't roast yourself, you have no business roasting anybody else. That's facts.
Amen, brother. Amen. Got to be able to take it if you want to dish it. Hey, Indeed. If people want to find you, where can they find you at? You and your fantastic podcast.
Thank you. Yeah. Mayn Idea Podcast.com. It's spelt unfortunately different than how you think it is. So it's May like yellow, N like Nancy, Mayn Idea Podcast.com. You can find me on Instagram at Abe Maynard. And you can, if you're into skiing and strength and conditioning, you can go check out my ski website. There's strength and conditioning programs on there for snow athletes. So it's getskisystem.com. Or if you want to train, Carlsbad, California.